Hello, viewers. It's Sentai Michael from Scooby Reviews, bringing you a new podcast to my segment called The Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to breathe too hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have your adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then you need to go to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Kiramager. So basically, this episode starts us at the bad guys' headquarters. We see Garzo, in shock that Tarantula was still alive. So basically, Garzo was like, "Oh my God, Tarantula, you're still alive." We saw you go up with that Gomagor mouthpiece monster. And Tarantula explained that, no, that was me. That was a copy. That was a copy of me that Yoda made for me. So basically, Yoda used her little stick whip to make a copy of Tarantula. So basically that copy that was the copy who got destroyed with that mock beast monster. So basically so basically, Goddard was like, was kind of relieved that he was alive and getting kind of shocked. So anyway, Donna was like, there you are. There you go, where the hell you been at? Where you been at? So basically, Donna was like, with telling Tarantula, what the hell you been at? You should, what the hell you been at? So basically, Tarantula explained, I was talking to the Emperor. The Emperor, he was not pleased of our latest effort to try to take over the world. So basically, Yodama just grabbed Tarantula by the collar. It's like, by the collar, it seemed like he was choking him. Like, you talk to the Emperor directly. You talk straight to the Emperor. Yes. And Gardner was like, hey, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. What the hell you do? We're supposed to be on the same team here. So basically, Yodana was kind of shocked that the Emperor, Yodana was kind of shocked that the Emperor himself talked directly to Tarantula about the latest failed attempt to try to take over the Earth and try to defeat the Kiramager. So anyway, basically Yodana used her dark changes to contact the Emperor, and the Emperor was like, I was expecting you was gonna contact me. So basically, the Emperor asked Yodana I need you to find King Orion. That way I can talk to him. So basically, Yodana was like, all right, then, and went on to do what the Emperor is. And went to go find where King Orion is. That to get him to come out and talk to the Emperor. So anyway, meanwhile, somewhere else, we see Sato and Seda, out at a fancy restaurant, eating parfaits and shit. So basically, they went to this good restaurant, eating parfaits and whatnot. So basically, seems like they was having a good time and whatnot, having some good time. So basically, the two girl Kiramagers were having some good time, at a nice restaurant, at a nice restaurant on a nice day, eating parfaits and whatnot. And that's when Yodana showed up. So that's what Yodana showed up with a couple of foot soldiers and whatnot, and started to attack the restaurant and whatnot. So basically, Yodana was like, Like Yoda was like, hey, oh, there you guys are. So basically, I have a question for you. So basically, Sato and Sato morphed up into the Ranger form and started to fight Yorodana. So basically, Sato was Sato, aka Killer Pink, was fighting the Foot Soldiers, while Seda, aka Killer Green, she was fighting Yorodana. So basically, Yorodana had Seda pinned down on the ground, and she was going to use her whip to make her tell her where King Orion is. So basically, when she used her whip, her crack whip, she divided Sailor into three different personalities. So into five different personalities. So basically, so basically, she's like, "Oh damn! I must have got to reset my whip for when I made a copy of Tarantula." So basically, there are five copies of Seda, each representing a different personality representing a different personality that makes her up. So basically, one of them burned out that he's an Alan, and the other dog was like, personalities told him, told your daughter that the king is an Alan. So basically, and that's it, your daughter. So basically, after one of the copies told told your daughter about the king is an island. He left, and so did the foot soldiers. So basically, Sato took back all five copies of Seda back to the command center and took back all five copies of Seda back to the carrier headquarters. Meanwhile, somewhere else, on the island where Mashin Hakabu, lives at, Yorodana was like, Yorodana showed up and asked Hakabu that, I need you to take me to Adelaide to go, I need you to take me to Adelaide to talk to King Orion. And Hakabu was like, hell no. You're like, bitch, you crazy. No. So basically, out of nowhere, Gazu appeared out of nowhere behind Yorodana and tried to take control of Hakabu again, but Hakabu said, oh, not this time. So basically, Hakabu was like, I ain't gonna let you take control of me this time, and he just flew away. So basically, Hakabu flew away after Gazu tried to use his key mental powers to take control of him. So basically, damn. So basically, Goddard was kind of pissed off, like, damn, if I had a few more minutes, I could have took control of him, and we would have went to Alan to talk to the king. So basically, Obama said, we need to go with Plan B then. So anyway, meanwhile, the Kiramager back back at headquarters was trying to figure out how to put Sata personalities back together again as one person. So basically, Mayu decided to smash two out of the five shades together, and they became one. So basically, all four Satas combined together, like four out of the five, Satas, it just mashed back together again for Sector One, the one that represents, represents Sata's negative emotion. So basically, her negative, her negativity and whatnot. So basically, she did not want to go back. She didn't want to fuse back together with the other, with the other Satas. So basically, she just ended up leaving the team, and the incomplete Sata was I don't, it's fine with me. I'm fine as I am. So anyway, so basically the alarm went off and tells us that Gazu was attacking the city with his Stinjoki sword in dinosaur mode. So anyway, the Kiramager were. So basically, the kid made this summon the Zord. So basically, they summoned the Kid Major Megazord. They summoned the Jersey Megazord, and they summoned the Zabu Megazord. And to went to go fight. Went to go fight. And they went to go fight, went to fight Gazo and his Sting Joki sword in dinosaur mode. So anyway, everything was going great. So basically, Tamataro and the Incomplete Sata was piloting the Zabu Express Megazord, while the other Kill Rangers were inside the Kill Major Megazord. And Takamichi was in his Megazord mode. So anyway, everything was going fine. She got seeing that the Incomplete Sata piloting the Zabu Express Megazord had Gazo's Zord on the ropes. So basically, during the fight, there was some innocent bystanders in the car, and the Incomplete Sata completely ignored that there were people in the battlefield area, and almost ran them over with the Zabu Megazord and with Gazo's Megazord. So basically, lucky for them, they was able to save the people in the car just in time before they got run over by the Zabu Megazord and Gazo's Joki Zord in dinosaur mode. So basically, the other kid was talking to the Incomplete Sata, what the hell you doing? You could have killed someone, but she was so confident, she was overconfident, and really didn't really care about the negative outcome. Those people could have been killed. So basically, while her negative emotion personality, she didn't really care about those people getting hurt or being killed in the battlefield. So basically, that's when Sato went to go find the negative emotion. Went to go find the negative personality of Sada and catch up with her at the beach and tell her what happened. So basically, you need to combine back to and complete Sata, and that's when complete Sata showed up, and she kind of realized that I need my negative emotions to make me whole again. So basically, I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I did. I'm sorry about I didn't need you. So anyway, so basically, with the last personality of Sata, Sata became whole again, and they went back to the Megazord fight, and to go help the others. So anyway, things were not going very well. So basically, So Biggie back at the battlefield, back in the battlefield in the city, back at the Megazord fight in the city, so basically, Garth managed to take down the Zabu Megazord, the Zabu Express Megazord, and got control of the Express Zord, and combined it with his Joki Zord and formed the corrupt Express Megazord, and start to beat the shit out of the Jersey Megazord and the Kiramager Megazord. Gaza got control after taking down the Zabu Express Megazord. He got control of the Express Messing Express Sword, and combined it with his Joker Sword and formed the corrupt Express Megazord and start to really kick the shit out of the Kiramager Megazord and the Jersey Megazord. So anyway, young Donna was like, was watching for a rooftop, they had no choice but to summon King Orion. So basically, Mayu was watching the fight from the command center. It's like, him and Princess Marvel Center was watching the fight from the command center. It's like, he had to kill an arrow. So basically, he was like, he made a call. So basically, he used to kill an arrow to summon the king and Hakubo. So basically, the king, the king was like, heard from Hakubo that Yodana was about what Yodana and Gato tried to do to Hakubo. So basically, I don't care, but I don't care about that. If this is a trap, I'm going to help. I'm going to help the Kiramages I'm going to help the Kiramages out. So anyway, Sato and Seda showed up on the rooftop, and started to fight Yodana. So basically, the king and Hakubu showed up and formed the Grateful King's Megazord and started to fight Gazo's corrupt Express Megazord. So anyway, basically, Yodana was like, oh, the king is finally here. So basically, Yodana start fighting Sato and Seda for a moment and talk to the king while he was in his Megazord mode. So basically, finally, you're here. The emperor wants to talk to you. So basically, KOI say, what? The emperor, your boss wants to talk to me? And that's when that's when the sky started to turn gray, and you heard the emperor's voice. And we hear the sky started to turn like a dark purple color, and we heard the emperor's voice, and he said, "Oh, finally, you came out to have a conversation with me. Hold on, I like to talk to you face to face." And all of a sudden, Yodana started to transform into this big, huge man monster. And turns out that Yodana is actually the emperor himself. So basically, it turns out that Yodana is just a personality, so basically, it turns out that Yodana is the emperor himself. So basically, Yodana, the girl who's been getting the Kiramager all this hell ever since she debuted, is actually the emperor, and she actually a personality inside the emperor's body. So anyway, that first say that you can, we're talking to the king and the Kiramager, it's like, soon as the earth will be colonized by the Yogai Empire. So basically, you guys, you Kiramagers and your Kiramazords and Kiramazord stones cannot stop us from conquering this world and colonizing it for the Yogai Empire, for my empire. So basically, the king was like, the other Kiramages were, even though they were kind of scared, but they was like, we will not let that happen. And the king, so basically, the king really said, I agree with that. So basically, and that's when the emperor let up a powerful blast that leveled half of the city, and barely enforced. The only Megazord we still standing after the blast was the Kiramager Megazord. So basically, the other Megazord will, de-transformed from the blast from the Emperor, and the Emperor say, and the Emperor was like, this is just a taste of my power. So basically, you should really think about giving up. And that's when the Emperor transformed back into Yorodana, and Yorodana was like, didn't know what the hell happened. She figured that, the Emperor was done, if the Emperor done talking to King Orion, and Gaza was like, she doesn't realize that she is part of the Emperor. So basically, Gaza took Yorodana back to the headquarters, and the Kiramages were like, was just left in shock at the destruction of the Emperor's powers after he leveled half of the city. So basically, they felt discouraged, and King Orion said, remember, you guys were chosen for a reason, because you guys had the power of the Kiramental powers. So basically, we will defeat the Emperor no matter what. So basically, you guys have to keep the faith. So basically, the Kiramages, was kind of cheered up by the king's speech, but at the same time, they were still rattled after how easy the king defeated them today. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the meanwhile, back at the bad guys' headquarters, Gazo and Karate tell your daughter the truth about herself, that she's sort of like a vessel. She's part of the Emperor herself. So basically, Karate and Gazo told him that that your daughter, you're part of, you're actually sort of like a personality of the Emperor himself. So basically, sort of like an alternate form sort of like an alternate human form personality for the Emperor. So basically, Yorodana was shocked to hear this, because she was kind of shocked to hear this. She always thought that he was always human, but she's just a humanoid form for the Emperor himself. So basically, the episode ended with Yorodana, in shock after hearing the news that she's just the ultimate human form for the Emperor. So basically, that's how the episode ended. So anyway, when we're filming him, goddamn, we finally get to see the main bad guy up for this series. Goddamn, it took too long to me. So basically, it makes me we see the main bad guy to all the way towards the end of the series. But otherwise, this was a good, shocking episode. Anyway, so this episode did have a good plot twist to it. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay? Please let me know in the comments below this podcast. So anyway, like always, just sit here like a full school review. Sign off. 1.